morning. Good morning. I hope you're safe and well because that is the most important thing. Right. Okay. What have we got for you today? Oh my goodness. Some really important stuff actually. For starters, yesterday the Daily Telegraph here in the UK said that Ed Miliband had taken a decision against the advice of his civil servants that he was going to stop all new licenses for oil and gas in the North Sea. And that created a bit of a backlash to give you an idea. You know, the people were talking about suing the government because they've spent tens, if not hundreds of millions on exploration for the licenses. There was a great storm about this. And a few hours later, there was a backtrack saying, actually, and the Department for Energy Resilience, is it, and Net Zero, whatever, said no official decision has been taken. So I'm just going to put a link to Yahoo News, who are kind of neutral on all of this. The Telegraph stuff's behind a paywall, so there's no point in giving you the link for that. And it was backtracked. Now, obviously, oil and gas, that's where a lot of the fundamental chemicals, the building blocks for a lot of modern chemical products come from, as well as providing energy. It is an absolutely super important thing that we keep as much oil and gas supplies worldwide, never mind locally, going. Everybody who wants to pull their fleece on this morning and it's made out of plastic fiber, that would just disappear overnight potentially, that kind of thing. Not forgetting our friends the mobile phones, absolutely riddled with oil field chemicals, as they are, as well as rare earth metals. It's a big deal for the chemical industry, things like this happening. So the question is, what's happened for the backtracking to take place? Well, the answer is, first of all, maybe that's what he really thinks, and he was flying a kite to see what the reaction would be. Or maybe somebody else has come across this and gone, that's really stupid. I'm going to leak it to the press. And the fact that the announcement, as far as we know from the Department of Energy Security, blah, blah, they said there's been no official decision taken. They mean that, that's what Ed Miliband really thinks, and that's what he's going to try and push through. But it's very rare, especially this early in a parliament, for this kind of thing to happen. Usually, ministers get a bit of time to bed in before there's this kind of controversy. So it really doesn't help our blood pressure and our heart rate and our nerves here in the industry when this kind of thing starts happening within a week of the general election, and it does not bode well for what's happening. I mean, New Labour, back in the day, the last time they were in power, were notorious for spin doctoring and trying to present things in a particular way. So we just don't know if it's going to be more of the same. But anyway, it's a real watch this space moment. We'll just have to wait and see what happens about it. So, more news, which is probably going to be bad for your blood pressure, I'm sorry. Particularly if you're a woman and you may be pregnant and going to give birth anytime in the foreseeable future in the EU, because they are looking at bringing in a Reprotox 1 category for nitrous oxide. Now, this may be partly because it's being used as a recreational gas, but really, if they wanted to ban that, all they need to do is to say, right, no more use for nitrous oxide outside a medical setting or an industrial setting. That would be bang, there you go. Not selling those little canisters that you find everywhere where people have been getting high on it. I have to say, I had a tooth out when I was a child under gas and air, and the visions were quite spectacular. I can still remember them. So, you can kind of understand why people want to do that sort of thing, but it is an abuse of an otherwise useful chemical. Well, anyway, the ECHA and the EU are going against the opinion of Holland, the Netherlands, and also the HSE. and they are basically discussing it at the REC, and it looks like, or at Caracal rather, which is the committee of the health and safety regulators in each member state, and it looks like it might go through. And unless there's some kind of restriction permitting its use, that would immediately ban it for gas and air in labour and delivery. Are you kidding me? And it would ban it for dental work, although most people don't use it, but it would ban it in emergency rooms. Now, it's really, really useful because while you are breathing it in, it affects you and for a few minutes afterwards, but it's not like you're getting a whack of morphine that's going to be in your system for hours and hours and hours. And it's a really powerful painkiller. So quite what the hell they think they're playing at in the EU, I do not know. Anyway, Ali has found an interesting link about ECHA's response to the nitrous oxide discussions, and also, funnily enough, to tea tree oil, which is about to be given a really nasty classification. With, it has to be said, a lot more reason than nitrous oxide. So I'm just going to put a link to those discussions below this video now, and you can have a look at it yourself if you're super interested. But I mean, what's going to happen if they carry on down this route? We'll all be living, I don't know, in thatched cottages made of stone that we've built by our own hands, and there's going to be no modern painkillers, very little access to modern medicine, all that kind of thing. It really is that silly. Right, I'll get off my soapbox and hope that was useful for you. Now, I bet you're thinking, what on earth are we going to do for reasons to be cheerful? And the answer is, we're going to have a football one. This is from Fry and Laurie, and it's the world's worst football coach. I'm just typing this here at the moment. Excuse me, world's worst football coach. And I will put the link below this video now. So we need something to cheer us up with all of the rubbish that's going on elsewhere, don't we? So that's it from me for today. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And I hope to chat to you again next week when, if nothing else, we will know the outcome of the Euros in football. Take care of yourselves. Bye.